Against this right back, Charlie's definitely against this right back, Charlie's definitely
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Finally, we got there. Oh, I don't like the viewing of that. Obviously, it's not right if I don't say it. People deluded, I'm back again. Special guest business. It's been a long time. Before I continue, Dan, I shagged you last week. Apologies for that. We're back again. Dan, how you doing, man? You good?
Nah, it's calm, bro. Come on. Listen, it's been good to come on with you, man. And appreciate your work. Appreciate you as a person and what you do, man. So it's a pleasure to be on, man. And thanks for inviting me, bro.
Minor, man. The door's always open, man. For anyone who doesn't know, obviously make sure you're following Dan and his YouTube channel. It's in. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, head over there. But if you're on YouTube, I've added him in the title. You simply just have to click his title, and yeah, Bob's your uncle in that regards, man. Obviously, for people who don't know about your channel and things like that, give yourself an introduction, man. I always like to do that with my guests on this channel.
Listen, I appreciate that, bro. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, you come follow me on socials at Dan Arsenal 87. If you want to come follow my YouTube channel, I only started 3 months ago, so if you can come and help support the channel, it'll be amazing. I'm on about 5.5K, so come help support people. It's at footballs12thman podcast. It's all football related content. I'm with Lee Judges TV quite a bit as well, and AFTV, as you know, doing Arsenal stuff. But yeah, that's my one. So please come and support it, people. And thanks for that, DG Top Man.
Minor, man. Like he said, support it, man. Let's get his followers up, man. He makes great content. I've always got time for great content, great opinions, and also great people. I want to get into it because obviously we sit top of the league. October is a massive one. What have you made of Arsenal so far, bro?
Listen, how can you not be happy, bro? Listen, it's top of the league stuff. And I think the thing is, bro, we have actually played really good football. And that, for me, is something that I questioned the manager about over the last couple of years, is I've not really enjoyed watching Arsenal under Mikel Arteta, if I'm honest. And people have been aware of my opinions of the manager and the process and the ownership, because I've just not really been able to get behind it fully and support it, because I need to believe that we're going places. And the start of this season has been the only time that I can say that I've enjoyed watching Arsenal for a long time, it seems. And I think there's definitely a connect now between the players, the management, and obviously the fans. And I think going into this weekend, we'll see that more than ever in this North London derby. I think for me, the new players have come in, bro, and they've just lifted us, man. Like Saliba's been fantastic, and I know he's not a new signing, but it feels like one.
Might as well be, yeah,
Arsenal
man.
shirt. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So I think he's lifted us, and that partnership with Gabriel has been class. I think Ben White deserves a lot of credit as well, being shifted over to the right. I think he's played really well. But for me, Gabriel Jesus has lifted the whole team, bro. I think when you look at what he's done with Martinelli on that left-hand side, and then obviously Saka, who I think is coming for a little bit of criticism, perhaps fairly so in some games, but he's still been in and around. That tenacity is still there, the work rate is still there, the press is there. He's been assisting goals as well and got a couple himself now. So yeah, man, listen, it's been good, bro. I can't sit there and start getting too irate about it when things don't go well, like at Old Trafford. I still feel we were a little bit naive there. I think Arteta's substitutes are a bit wild, and I think that we at 1-1 got a bit too excited as a young team. But the rest of the season, bro, like people sit there and say Arsenal have only beaten the teams they should do. Well, we've done more than other teams then, because we sit top of the league, and Leeds and Southampton ended up beating Chelsea, and Chelsea should have beaten them, and Man City should have beaten Newcastle and Villa, but they didn't. So you can look at it both ways. Liverpool against a couple of teams this season have not done very
Yeah,
well.
right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really win as a Gooner, man. You're always going to have someone in your back, you know, whether it's the media laughing at you for over
Amen.
celebrating. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can never be happy, man. I'm always going to be happy when Arsenal is sitting top. I just hope that by May we can actually put a title challenge in this season. But I have my doubts over that, but I'm sure we'll get into it, man.
And we're right. We're getting into it. I like a lot of the points you touched on. We're definitely going to spin the block on them. Obviously, you kind of alluded to it, and you're fair in that. You know what didn't convince you on Mikel Arteta initially, and obviously is starting to convince you now because you kind of made certain comments around that. But for people who wouldn't get it, because I feel exactly the same way. I feel you can only comment on what you see. I think obviously externally we're not at the training ground. We're not seeing them sort of building blocks. I know we saw it in a series, but it was very hard to see where Arsenal were going beyond the obvious. So yeah, what's kind of converted you into an Arteta believer sort of thing, and if that extends to Kroenke and the board.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be an Arteta believer when I believe this guy can put us in with a title challenge, because that's where I think Arsenal should be. Wenger and Emery couldn't do that; they had to go. Arteta hasn't been able to get us into the Champions League, let alone a title challenge, and that's where my problems lie. Is that how far are we going to go with this guy? This guy comes 8th and 5th. He's still not beaten Unai Emery or Wenger's record from 4 or 5 years ago now. So
that's fair.
you can't sit there and get too excited. What I will say is that's changed my opinion on Mikel Arteta over the last 7 games that I've seen is that we're starting to see now a little bit more progress. I hate the word process. Yeah, I can't stand it. It's a process. Never was a process under Emery or Wenger, but it's a process under Arteta. Mad. But when you look at it, I'm starting to see progress. That's where I look at Arteta because I believe he deserves a lot of credit for some of the players' opinion. Some of the players' progress this year, particularly Granit Xhaka. I think he's been ridiculously good, and I've been a big kind of
You're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah, on Granit Xhaka, bro. So I think he's been great. I also look at what he's done with the team as a whole in terms of the recruitment. I think it's actually been really good. I think they've got some wrong, him and Edu, and I don't think they've done enough, personally. Still think we're short, and I think the depth is not there. But when I look at it, I must admit, like, I do feel there's something about this team this year that looks a little bit different, and I do think it's that quality that he's brought in. My doubts started near the start, mate, if I'm honest with you. When he came in, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and he won the FA Cup, and I thought, listen, let's just give this guy a go and see what he's about.
Right,
and
you saw at the time, yeah, you can only go on what you see.
Yeah, man, listen, I didn't want him. I didn't want him at all, man. I can't sit there and lie to you. I can't say that
you can't be blamed for that. Arsenal's a massive job at a turbulent time, and you know if we look at it on a harsh thing, he had no experience. You're right. You know you're right to have these concerns, man.
Yeah, I did have concerns, bro. And when he won the cup, I thought, give him the benefit of that. Let's see what he does in the transfer window. The first thing he did, what I liked about the first transfer window, was he bought in a Vieira and Sol Campbell replacement in Gabriel and Thomas Partey. Now, I'm not saying they're any good as those two players, but they've basically now finally got those attributes of mimicking it. Yeah, exactly that. So I thought, that's cool. But the results, man, it's a results business. And we were losing to Burnleys and Wolves and Villas and Leicester's at home.
And I'm
like,
man.
Yeah, man, you know, I'm done. I was like, I'm done, man. I can't watch this anymore. This is awful. This guy's taken too much time. He's going to take too long. And I just wasn't convinced by his styles of play. I wasn't convinced by the players that he was using. I wasn't really convinced by some of his decision-making, playing Granit Xhaka at left back, for example, a couple of times. Binned us out against Olympiacos, binned us out against Villarreal. I was like, right, results business. This guy's probably going to be good in 5 or 6 years' time. But I ain't got that long to wait, man. I've already been waiting 18 years for a title. So I was had enough of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes when you look at this top 4 thing, I don't want top 4, bro. I want first. I don't want.
You're not alone.
Place.
You're not alone.
You know what I'm saying?
There's no trophies for fourth beyond the obvious Champions League qualification.
Man, honestly, bro, and that was where my concerns was. Is this guy good enough to get us to a title? If he can prove me that he is, I'm the first one to hold my hands up and go, do you know what? Yeah, I was harsh on him, probably justifiably so at the time, but it has taken time, and now we're starting to finally see some progress. So if that's the way it's going to be this season, I'll hold my hands up. But I do still have my reservations over that, man.
What would your reservations be for Mikel Arteta? I would say one for me would be one that extends to him and Edu, and you kind of alluded to squad depth. I do feel, you know, as much as the youth players are learning and stuff, Arteta, sorry, and Eddie really, but Arteta's learning on the job. But I will kind of be harsh because I feel any consequence of players being injured and our loss of form and not having players, I think that's on them. When Arteta came in, he's had to deal with COVID. He's had to deal with unprecedented times. So the one thing you should kind of do is expect the unexpected. And I look at the summer window. The last 2 summers, we've done good business, but we've left ourselves short. You know, I personally would have liked, probably my chest is a bit too high, but 2 or 3 midfielders, definitely at least one. There isn't none. And we know Thomas Partey, you know, when he's there, he's quality. He's injury prone. He's 29. He keeps having an occurring injury. We've got more games with less players, really. So what would your reservations be? That would be one major one for me, really, if I'm honest.
Listen, I hear that, man, and that along with another one is my main one. I think we left ourselves short in the summer. We didn't do anything in January, and I'll be amazed if we see an amazing January transfer window upcoming either, man. I just don't have the faith in the window that we have the players, enough of them coming in. I think we have some good players coming in, but it's like we get Jesus done, and it's like I'm happy. Hang on, man, that's just the start. Let's not stop now.
More in that,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, the holes in the team, facts.
There's so many gaps, bro, and I'm like, what makes me laugh is Antonio Conte. Let's compare an elite manager to Mikel Arteta, right? This is why I wanted somebody elite. Doesn't have to be a Conte, but somebody of that level who's won stuff, right? In that one transfer window that he had, he got Tottenham top 4. He's now had 2 transfer windows, and people are rating him to come second. That is the difference. We've had 6 transfer